Amazing. Thank you for joining again for the Fostering Southwest podcast. Today's episode 15, and I am joined by my new co-host.
The second one now.
Second one.
I've certainly not done one on the road before, so it's exciting. Abby, and I'm going to hand you over to Chris. He's going to tell us a little bit more about the group and what it's all about today.
Hi Abby. Thanks for coming out. So it's just a male support group that we run in South Gloucestershire, and it's just bringing male foster carers together, just that little time, bit of bonding session. And today we've done axe throwing, which is a bit unusual, I admit. So sometimes we do activities like yoga, bowling, axe throwing, and we've even played five-a-side. And they're broken up by, we mainly do meals and times together and just have space to connect.
Brilliant, amazing. Well, Chris, you enjoyed the first podcast with us so much. We had to get you back on again. And I can notice someone over here sat with a medal on. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about what we've done today and the lovely hat?
Yeah, morning. Hi, we've had a brilliant morning. Axe throwing, and the climax was we had an axe off, and it came down to me and Chris, and I'm pretty certain Chris threw it so that I could win.
Not true. You won fair and square.
No, it was good. I got my medal too. Look at that, brilliant.
Oh, amazing. Well, so in terms of days like today, so Chris, tell us a little bit more about the purpose behind this group then, and then what we're trying to get out of it.
I think it's just, fostering can be really stressful, can't it? And there's lots of challenges within that. And so I guess if you can bring a group of foster carers together, it allows them to decompress a little bit naturally and perhaps share experiences. And not necessarily even that, is not just time together, isn't it? And just a bit of space out, really. So that's the point of the support group, really. And that's where we vary it. And we try not to put too much pressure on ourselves. And it works because people turn up and they interact. So, yeah.
And we talked a little bit about, just before the filming started, actually, about your preconceptions of foster carers and what that meant. So, yeah, tell everyone a little bit about.
Yeah, I had this preconception that to be a foster parent, you had to be like of an Oxbridge standard. So you had to be a certain level and education and stuff like that. And I went into it and ended up with this lot. I realised that we're anything but, aren't we? We're just normal people just trying to help young people. And that's what we do, hopefully.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. And so in terms of everyone's sort of journey into fostering, kind of where did it start and what do days today like this mean to you?
So my wife and I started fostering around 7 years ago, originally with a local agency. We were really good. We had a young lad with us for 4 years. And then when we had the next young person move in with us, we moved to South Gloucestershire to foster. The reason for that was because they had this Mockingbird group, and from meeting people in the Mockingbird group, I found out about the men's group, and I have to say it's been really supportive. It's been really good getting together with people, finding out about their experiences, and I think it really helps with the journey going forward.
Yeah, it's really nice. And you're talking about Mockingbird there, so we've mentioned and hear a lot about, isn't it, as part of local council fostering? So.
Yeah, certainly. And I think it's very much about that support, and that support can look like very differently depending on where you are at. And it's reaching out to those people around you and doing lovely social things like this, as well as obviously the more serious side of fostering, where you can talk to each other about the things you're going through, and also have that social side as well, which is what it's about.
And we spoke about someone this week inquired who was a single male looking to get into fostering. And actually, for guys, they almost don't see themselves sometimes in that role as foster carers and stuff, do you? I know it can quite often be something a bit different. So the support groups actually reaches out to people's individual needs. Is something that's quite important, I think.
Yeah, and certainly the benefits of males in fostering is really important, because actually that positive male role model is really beneficial to some of the young people we are looking to support. So, everybody brings things to the table, and actually that life experience is really valued no matter where you've come from and what your history is.
Well, with this group particularly, we've got 7 or 8 of us here today, but there's about 15 in there altogether, Chris.
Yeah.
Guys dip in and dip out. It might not... Life's busy for everyone, isn't it? So they might not see him for 2 or 3 months, and then they'll join in, and it's just like, it's just like they haven't been away. It's really good. Yeah. Everyone's comfortable with it. We just catch up, and blokes aren't the best at talking, are they? So we just have a general chit chat. Then the odd fostering question might come up. Oh, we had this, and it's just nice to know that it's not all doom and gloom. You're not all sat here looking miserable with each other, but just knowing that somebody else has got the same challenges as you, Yeah. And you're not the only one facing problems and challenges.
It sounds like it's a really nice that you're doing a varied type of thing. So actually, it is really social, and these conversations happen, naturally which is a really lovely environment. Is there anything you could tell us about the other types of activities you've done and, meetups?
Meals are very popular. On the Indian meals always going well. Five-a-side football wrecked most of us, didn't it?
Yeah,
Lots of pull muscle. It was supposed to be a walking five-a-side. It ended up shuffling. That's good.
Like you say, it's because often the pressure's off, isn't it? So you can just naturally have those conversations. You're side by side eating, feels really comfortable, and naturally things come up and hopefully get organised. Really, we're kind of allows people to process. I guess, is that fair to say?
And it seems like it's really lovely that there's a real diverse range of people, different ages, different experiences, which is really nice that you've got that shared thing.
I'm the youngest.
I think over time we become friends, and I think that's important. We look out for each other. We've got a WhatsApp group that we keep in touch with outside our men's group. We don't talk much, do we? But we keep in touch. But that's good too.
It's knowing you've got people there, isn't it? When you kind of need a bit of advice or a bit of help, or you go to, actually, like you've said, often someone else has experienced it, but it can feel quite isolating without those sorts of people around you to then go, actually, just have a little conversation and bounce ideas off of that. So thinking about it then, what do you think, what's one of the things that this group's given you then, do you think, in terms of Chris and his wonderful support? What has Chris sort of helped you with, if you could think of in that? Is there any pieces of advice or memories that you've got that you sort of picked up from it?
I think it's knowing that people at different stages of fostering, people go through different emotions and knowing that what you're going through, someone has already gone through it. So, when we sit around, have a meal, quite often Chris will come up with a couple of questions which are thought-provoking, and that just gets your mind active. You think, and sometimes you can put strategies in place, just help support somebody who's going through something at that particular time, which is good.
It's typically nice for new carers as well, because if we get a new carer come in the group and then they sit next to somebody and we're chatting, somebody might be in foster care for 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden they think, oh, blimey, it must be really good if he's been doing it, and just tap into that information.
I was just going to say, the other thing I think Chris is very good at is I've found that after the meetings, you get a follow-up where he's obviously cares about things that have been discussed, and if there's anything you want to discuss afterwards, he's always getting in touch to sort of make sure everyone's happy with everything.
And the thing about Chris is like, if you do share something on the night that is can be emotional or something, quite often Chris will give you a text next morning, just thanks for sharing that last night, it's helpful to the group, and just checks up on us, and that goes a long way.
I feel a bit awkward actually, because the group works because of you gentlemen actually. So my role's the easiest one. I just organise it, and it's you gentlemen that bring it together actually.
No, but you understand us, Chris. You understand you're a blokey bloke, and you understand what we want, and that's what makes it work.
I mean, when we first started this men's group, I think it was just after COVID, and we met at Badminton Road, and there was just about, I don't know if anybody else, it was just three of us, and we were sitting around. It was so cold, but actually, trying to force something that wasn't happening. But this works, because you're out and about, and
it certainly has that impression just coming along today that it's just really personable, even though it's been born out of support. It is that personable. Obviously, Chris comes along and joins in with you just as much as everybody else, and I think that's what really comes across, that it is just about people.
You never invited him. He's just.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll remember that. Next time I'll come and then we can leave Chris behind. Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
So thinking about your fostering, so do some of you guys work as well alongside fostering then? How have you kind of found that? Yeah?
Yeah, we all work. Well, I work full time. So.
Yeah. And how have you found that sort of alongside fostering? Because that's a question we get quite a lot. Can I work and foster, or does it? Yeah. How do you find it?
I think when my wife worked full time, she gave up because fostering was like a full-time job in itself, and tried juggling meetings and stuff. So it can work, but obviously we found that it didn't. So she's obviously the main carer. I work as a caretaker in a school, and our foster child actually goes to my school I work in. So it's quite nice during the day. If she sees me, she'll shout, "Oh, Mike!" and come up and give me a hug, and she finds that really, really reassuring, because she struggles with school. So that's good. But it is hard work.
As a male carer, you've got to have a sympathetic employer. A little bit of flexibility. If you've got a rigid job where you've got to be there 8 till 5 and you can't leave your desk, you may struggle because there's times where you need to be pulled away or meetings crop up, there's training courses. But personally, I work for South Gloucester anyway, so South Gloucester are brilliant. They're flexible with me, you know.
Yeah, and actually that fostering friendly employer scheme is something that we're looking at quite a lot, and so working with employers to try and get more employers who understand what fostering means and to actually give their employees a chance to have like time off for meetings and be flexible with hours. I think that's a really important piece of advice. Yeah, and
it's happening a lot more as it's in the press. A lot more employers are becoming more flexible, and alongside that, there are other flexible options when fostering. We talk about different types of fostering and how that fits in with people's lifestyles. And I don't know, between you, if here today people are doing different types of fostering.
Yeah, I'm doing parent and child at the moment. My wife and me, anyway. But yeah, it's great fun. You have someone comes to your house, fully grown adult with a child, and you're like, let them live with us, and that's quite literally all you do is observe and stuff and advise. But it does help,
How have you found that then, sort of?
It's all right. We've done 3 or 4 now, and it's some of it's fun, other bits are annoying and sort of drain you down. But it depends on the level of watching and care you've got to do. So some of them are 24-hour. Others that we just want to watch them and stuff, make sure they're doing everything right. But yeah, it does flip from one thing to another, and then you get some sleepless nights and a few of those, and you go work next day, you're like, oh. You just don't want to go work.
And that's something actually that's quite important. You talk about that in terms of the emotional drain like fostering can have on you, because it is heavy. You talk to people who are going for an awful lot. What would be your advice in terms of prospective foster carers for looking after themselves? How do you sort of make sure you look after yourself alongside your fostering? Is there any sort of tips you have?
Well, I'm a self-employed engineer, and I think this is my release, if that's the right word to use. This is where I come away from fostering and look after myself to a degree. And as you can see, we all just have a laugh.
Yeah.
It's communication based quite a lot as a group, and other people's experiences coming in to help be helpful. But this is our chill, I think. Is what we do, which is nice, and our release away from it, from working what I do and fostering, and this is our little break, to be honest with you. Which is our time to us.
That's really
I think for us, for me and my wife, it's finding times that we can, because obviously our kids grow up, went off to university, got married, and then we found ourselves on our own, and it was lovely for a while. But I think we decided to go into fostering 6 years ago now. And I think it's important. Sometimes we have conversations where, why are we doing this? Where we could be we're going out whenever we wanted to. But actually, I think there is, it's having that caring attitude and wanting to do something. But when we have our got good foster child goes into stay over care, we find opportunities to do things for ourselves, like going away for weekends and so. And I think that is really important to program in, because I think otherwise you will just go,
burn out.
You will burn out.
And it is all about filling that cup first, isn't it? And you're going to be a better foster carer and support those young people a lot easier when you yourself are in the right frame of mind and you've got that support around you.
Yeah, I think Sean had it when you were with an IFA. You didn't have you struggled for respite care, didn't you?
No, yeah, we didn't get any, and for the first 4 years we didn't really get any respite care because of how things were set with the agency. But moving to South Gloucester, we've met so many other people, and that's what really helped. You bring the child into your family, and you want to do everything for them, but you do also need that break as well. And you're not pushing the child aside. You just need a bit of time to, with your own family, a bit of a refresh, because the whole idea of it is to give the child you're fostering the best chance they've got, but you have to have all the energy, for yourself to be able to do that for them.
And it gives the chance for the child to build those extra connections as well, to start letting people into that safe zone. Now they can actually start thinking, they've built up trust with their foster care and foster family, which is brilliant. But by extending it out a little bit, it starts to improve their sort of worldview almost as well, because it gives them the chance to see actually this person I can trust and build those relationships with, so that when they do go on further in life, they can sort of start seeing that more people are going to be on their side and be on that back.
It appears that most people have got a regular respite carer or somebody within their Mockingbird group or Mockingbird club will take the child. So the child dress it up as the child has a nice weekend away or a night away, they're all excited. So they're not just dumped off with a carer they don't know. And then you get a night or two to just to relax and just refresh a little bit.
And that the benefit we really advocate with local council foster care is that support and that Mockingbird constellation where, as a family unit, you would already be meeting with those people. So it is about, as you say, those connections that are already there, and it's part of, it's a lifestyle rather than, oh yes, we need that respite care and you're going somewhere else. So it's really about that package of local support and having that in place for you to support you.
It should be a regular thing. It shouldn't be, oh my God, I need respite this weekend, let's organise something. It should be like, whatever you agree with your social worker every few weeks or every couple of months, right, you've got this organised, let the child know you're going to Mavis's for a couple of nights. They can get all excited,
Yeah.
I was just going to back up what Bill was just saying, because we've been a Mockingbird. We were in the first Mockingbird set up by South Gloucestershire, and that's been running for nearly over 3 years now. And then, like, our foster daughter, she it's not like she's going away to such, she knows the person, so it's not like going somewhere strange. She loves going there, so that she's happy and she's contented. But yeah, I just don't understand. The Mockingbird system is brilliant. We talk about support; it's so supportive. And then obviously now, me and my wife, we run a Mockingbird constellation. So so that system's so brilliant.
Yeah, that's really nice. So, I mean, you talked a little about there about like the benefits of local council and coming to that. So thinking back to like the start of people's fostering journeys, what was it that pulled everyone to South Gloucestershire and their local council? Was there anything in particular, or was it just sort of that's how it happened?
Yeah, we just thought that the council would possibly support you in a slightly different way than an agency would, and we just thought that the council would be more powerful because they're the council, right? So we looked at quite a few agencies. We ended up going with the council in the end, and then about halfway through our assessment, our social worker asked us, have we ever thought about looking after unaccompanied asylum seekers?
Okay.
And we'd never thought about that. In fact, it never entered our brain. The reason she said that was my wife's from Hong Kong, and I'd lived in Hong Kong for like 26 years, and she just thought that having a different slant, you've got a bit of understanding with children that aren't from the UK. So we went down that road. So we're now on our second child, another unaccompanied asylum seeker. And it's great. South Gloucestershire, brilliant. We get so much support and help with these guys too.
The reason we went into fostering was with my own children, sort of older now, 30, 27 and 18. And we just found ourselves sat watching telly every night when we got home from work, and kids upstairs on their Xboxes or whatever plaything, never hardly saw them, and we love children, and we just thought, we've got space to hopefully help a little child move along in life a little bit extra time, support somebody. That's why we did it. That's what we wanted to do.
No, that's super. That's really nice, and it's really nice to hear the different experiences. You talk again a bit about some of the cultural stuff you can bring in, actually doing those bits. It really does help broaden children's horizons when maybe they've had a turbulent start to life. So it just gives them that opportunity, doesn't it? And like you've got that love to give, and yeah, fantastic. So thank you everyone for coming here today. I know it's all Chris put it together. We've got one last question, and we're going to go round the circle, whatever shape this is. I don't know. Abby, I'm going to let you ask it.
So thinking about being a foster carer, what advice would you give to somebody that's potentially thinking about it?
Give it a go. Ask plenty of questions. As I personally found South Gloucestershire brilliant. You get plenty of support. They'll be open and honest with you. And if they don't think you're the right person to be fostering, they would give you that impression. I think they would sort of guide you. So yeah, go for it. Nothing to lose.
Amazing, Tim.
You're never going to know if you don't do it. So don't do it.
I'll let you off. You've done it before. If you want to pass.
Absolutely fine.
Again, really give it a go. You never know. It might work, it might not work, but if it does, it's amazing.
Or actually give parent and child a go, because there's a big lack in South Gloucester of parent and child carers. So if you've got the big enough space, i.e. 2 bedrooms sometimes, but 1 bedroom will do, and you're happy to share your house. So yeah, get in there. It's fun.
I'd say definitely if it's something somebody's thinking of, definitely go and apply for it. You've got some training and introductory sort of courses to go on, and from that you'll soon know whether this is something for you, and get some good support. So definitely fill out the form, go and do it.
Last but not least,
and I would say find out what best fostering suits you. Like you said, there's all these different types of fostering. Give it a go. You won't know until you try it. But also, I would say, get yourself in a Mockingbird and get the support. So,
amazing. Well, thank you, everyone. It's been absolutely it's lovely coming here, and I'm sure we'll see you again. Chris, we'll get you like a little trophy for the third one when you're on next.
Thank you.
But and thank you so much for joining myself and Abby. We won't be sat in the cold, wet in the shed in Bristol again next time. Probably we'll be back in the studio, which hasn't blown away. But thanks for tuning in. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much.
I said it's not too scary once it's quite easy, isn't it? Really.
No.